Okay, take 3 on this video. I have recorded for about 20 minutes and I've got absolutely nowhere with it. So hopefully I can do this just in all one take and post it about an hour before I actually put out a reaction. So yes, reactions are coming. That's kind of what I wanted to start with. I've literally got this venture camp in front of me right now. This is literally a last minute change of mind because I did spend about 15 minutes just rambling on about why I've not uploaded before I even started the episode. So I thought I'm going to make this a separate video, upload it about an hour or two before the actual reaction comes out. And yeah, so this is a bit about me, a bit of information about my life, especially medically. And yeah, just a little bit of a catch up because I kind of want to raise a little bit of awareness and I kind of want to be a little bit more open about it, especially because I believe a lot of people will be very supportive of it. And yeah, if you haven't seen my community tab, which I know a lot of people don't, you would have known that I was recently diagnosed with ADHD. And the way this journey come about was about a year and a half ago. No, 2 years ago. Maybe about 2.5 years ago, actually. I went to my GP for a very different reason. In 2020, I had really bad groin pain. I know, a bit of a whiplash type thing there, talking about ADHD and then going on about a pain in the groin. And it was found to be a inguinal hernia, which was operated on in 2021, which left me with nerve damage, consistent nerve pain and numbing in the left side of my groin. And in one of my just normal GP checkups, I explained these type of symptoms that kind of aligned with ADHD and autism to my GP. I was diagnosed with anxiety and depression way back in 2018. I've taken medication for it for ages. I was recently put on something called propranolol, and I've had sertraline, citalopram, all that good stuff and whatnot, and none of it was working ever. If anything, the effects kind of got worse, and I don't want it. I don't want to be numbed. I want to be helped. And basically, I was just explaining day-to-day life to him, day-to-day difficulties, that the depression was getting worse, the anxiety was getting worse, the way I felt in myself was getting worse, the consistencies in my life had never been there, never had routine, never had consistency, never anything like that. And he was like, okay, do you want to try this service that we are doing under the NHS, and it will be a 16-month wait? And I said yes, to which, long story short, I was diagnosed with ADHD and I'm waiting for my second autism assessment. And yeah, a lot of things have kind of gone on between then, with like the depression and anxiety definitely getting worse. It has got to a point where YouTube videos had become a very difficult thing to do, and I feel like maybe this video, and I'm hoping this video kind of opens me up to kind of just reintroducing myself slowly into doing YouTube videos, because they were therapy for me. And it was, even though I've had a 3-month break, was the most consistent thing in my life, other than showering and bathing multiple times a day because of I hate the way that it feels. That YouTube was literally the most consistent thing I had going for me, and it was and all the symptoms were there for so long. So many people have been like, you've called this person the wrong name. How have you forget so and so person's name? Why do you ramble on such random things during your reactions? Why do you talk so much? Why do you not pause the video? Why do you speak for long periods of time while they're talking? It genuinely is, because my brain has processed, has not processed that the video is still playing, and I'm just talking. I'm just going and going and going, and my brain is constantly working. It honestly is so tiring. It takes everything out of me every single day. And I'm so glad that I finally got a diagnosis, which wasn't even. I'm not even sure if I've mentioned it in this video or the last video. I didn't even think autism or ADHD could even be a possibility for me. It was never spoke about when I was younger. My school never brought it up. My GP never kind of. Well, to be fair, I can't blame my GP, because I never went to him for these type of symptoms. My family is very traditional, old-fashioned. I love them to pieces, but they are. And that stigma of ADHD and autism, and it holding you back and not like affecting you in the workplace and stuff like that, really held me from doing anything about it, until I come really of age. Like, I'm 22. I'm almost 23 on the 9th of July. And last year, when I was 20 at the time, and I was thinking I need to start doing things for me. And it just all the dominoes just kind of fell into place since then. I've had a lot of other things going on, a lot of paperwork to do, and a lot of writing and typing, and a lot of evidence handing in that I needed to do, which still isn't resolved. But I kind of got the answers that I wanted for now. Obviously, the autism assessment hasn't been done, but I just wanted to say to people that are kind of in a similar situation, feeling they might have something and they are stuck, there are people, especially in the UK, and this is where I kind of feel sorry for those who don't have free healthcare or like universal healthcare. Mainly talking about those in the United States, where go to your GP, talk about it. If the GP is genuinely professional, they will do something about it. And my experience, and I'm not saying that this will be the same experience for everyone, my experience has been a very bumpy road, very hard to go down, and very, very difficult to navigate through. Obviously, mostly to do with family and difficulties with that, but I'm kind of content at the minute. You know, a lot of things kind of are falling into place at the minute. But with that, a lot of things falls out of place. And where my mind races so much, and I can't keep a consistent routine with everything, and I'm constantly having to make excuses and reasons, and not being true to myself and not being true to others, when now having the diagnosis makes it so much easier to navigate situations and explain to people why this is happening, and say to people why that's happening and why I've not done this and why it's taking so long. And procrastination is a very big thing. Being tired is a very big thing. Having the lack of energy, having the lack of consistency, routine. It's a very, very difficult road. And I know I'm rambling on. It's a 10-minute video. I've probably said all this at the start, but honestly, I don't care. This is kind of just awareness, and kind of like a partial apology, but a partial not, because it really kind of just was out of my control. And yeah, that's the whole reason. My entire past 2 years, 2.5 years, and actually since the pandemic, really in 2020, the past 5 years have been just constant decline for me, and have been very, very difficult to navigate through. Um, and I would say right now I'm really finding it difficult to even upload to YouTube. Right now is probably one of the lowest points. And I know I say that where I've posted videos in the past where I've been crying, literally crying and somber and low mood, where I seem better now. Um, one thing I have learnt is there are ways where you can be even at your worst and still put on a face. And I know it's called masking. That's kind of what I do day to day as well. But yeah, I am probably at one of the most difficult parts of my life. But YouTube is very good therapy for me, and I've understood that. Voice break, by the way. Let's not clip that. And it's just very difficult for me to kind of get the ball rolling. Is what I'm trying to say. So if the uploads are slow, please be patient. They will start getting a little bit faster, I promise. It's just kind of getting into the rhythm of recording and having to sit here for 30 minutes watching a show. Even if I like it, I could sit here and watch Dysfunction Camp for hours by myself, but the moment the camera's on and the moment I have to put on that brave face and spend the energy to do that, it becomes increasingly more difficult. So a bit of patience, a bit of time, and we'll get there. I'll get there. So yeah, I just wanted to post this video beforehand, just to let you know, a little bit of an update from me, and yeah, the reactions should be about 2 hours after this. Hopefully you guys enjoy it. Hopefully you guys enjoy me kind of being back, and yeah, peace.